Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy James from What's Your Forte, and today you can see I'm up in the whip, and today I'm going to be talking about the FTP turbo inlets for the S55 engine. All right, let's get it. All right, guys, so as y'all can see, I'm driving in the whip, and right now I had these FTP turbo inlets installed on my BMW M4. I've had them on my M4 since around the second week of December. I just haven't got around to doing a video for it. And then I was thinking, why don't I keep them on the car, drive a car around, for a little bit, and then so I can give you guys a full, kind of a short-term, opinion on these FTP turbo inlets. All right, guys, so the FTP turbo inlets for the S55 engine. The S55 engine can be found in the BMW M3, the M4, and also the M2 comp. So these turbo inlets, you can order them. I'll be putting the link down below where you can order them. You also can order them directly from Euro Empire. So those guys right there can hook you up there. Matter of fact, I recommend you order them from Euro Empire because that's the shop that I choose, the shop that I trust. So that does all the work on my car. So these turbo inlets, Matt, the owner of Euro Empire, we wanted to test them out to see if they actually add power. It's supposed to increase the airflow a little bit, going to the turbo. It's gonna be a full aluminum pipe. So we was wondering, I wonder if they add power. We definitely know that they add sound. So I'll be trying to get some sound clips for you guys today, just so you can kind of hear the sound differences. I do have clips before when I had the mic hook underneath the engine and kind of driving the car. I'm gonna try to get you some different sound clips today. I'm also gonna be going over the power numbers because we did dyno the car before and after, just so we can kind of see if it does add power or not. And then also just talking about, is it really worth it? Depending on your needs, depending on what your goals are for your car, it may be worth it, it may not be worth it to get these turbo inlets. So we're gonna be talking about all those things today. So first, I'm gonna talk about the sound. So you do hear more turbo sound with these turbo inlets. You do hear a little more of that whoosh, that little more of that turbo spooling. You hear more of all that when you got these turbo inlets on. So what I'm gonna do is going ahead and insert some sound clips right here. I'm trying to do it as best I can. Sometimes it's hard to pick up some of this stuff on mics and stuff like that, but I'm gonna try my best to pick it up that I can. So hopefully I can pick up the sound and y'all can kind of see, try to do like a before clip and then an after clip so you guys can really see the difference or hear the difference. All right, so let me go ahead and get to that right now. All right, guys, so one thing I did want to show you is what it looks like underneath my engine bay. As you guys can see right here, here's the CTS turbo intake, CTS turbo intercooler, charge pipes. So as you can see, kind of right in here, as I'm gonna try to get in there, this little aluminum pipe right there. You guys can see that is the one of the turbo inlets. As you notice, it's a twin turbo, so you got 2 inlets. That's one of the turbo inlets there, and it's going down there, and it's the aluminum piece right there. And then there's gonna be another one that's hooked directly to this intake pipe in here. So as you guys can see right here, this intake piping is kind of sitting against this carbon strut brace. So I'm gonna have to do some adjustments here. So that's the reason why this engine cover is off, because I gotta do some adjustments myself, because it is rubbing a little bit right in here. So, and the other turbo inlet is connecting right to this piece. So this has kind of got this a little elevated a little bit right here, because this inlet pipe is a little bit longer than the stock piece. So that's the reason why this is rubbing against that. So that's gonna be some adjustment I'm gonna have to make. I'm gonna see if I can push this down a little bit more inside the inlet, or maybe angle it a little bit more. If that doesn't work, then I'm gonna try to get like some thick foam or something, so this doesn't rub together. It's rubbing on the foam instead of rubbing on each other. Get like a rubber piece or something, rubber silicone or something to lay right there so it doesn't rub directly. So other than that, man, this is the engine bay. I know it's not the cleanest right now, but hey, you know, it works. All right, guys, so I hope y'all enjoyed those sound clip differences. As I stated, I mean, I try my best to try to capture the sound the best I can, but it is a little tough. But I will say, me driving the car on a day-to-day basis, I can hear the turbo more. So that is a benefit of the turbo inlets. You can hear the turbo a little more if that you know, matters to you. So let's go ahead and talk about the next thing. So I want to talk about the actual, what you have to do to actually install these turbo inlets. So these turbo inlets are not easy to install. I'm not gonna say that, I'm gonna say they're not hard either. They're not easy. It is a little bit of a time-consuming install. So what I'm gonna do is show you the video of what I took inside the shop right now. And this was a video just when we got some of the panels and stuff already off of the car, but I just kind of want to show you exactly what's all going on underneath the car. I would recommend, you know, if you don't have like a quick jack or anything like that, because you're gonna need to get underneath the turbo and remove the downpipes and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll that clip right now. Y'all can see inside the shop when I was underneath the car, showing you guys exactly what's going on underneath the car to install these turbo inlets. All right, everyone, so as you can see right now, we are underneath my M4, got the panels off. In order to do this job, you do need to remove the downpipes. So we got the exhaust shifted out the way, we'll remove the downpipes, and then these are gonna hook up to the turbos, so you kind of get right up in there as the center of the frame. You gotta loosen some screws about right in this area, right off the turbo, and then that's what the turbo inlets are gonna hook on. So it's the back turbo that's gonna give you the most issues. The front one's a little easier to get to, but the back one is a little harder. And you gotta take off a lot of stuff right in this area in order to make it work. All right, so as y'all guys saw right there, you gotta remove a lot of stuff just to get these turbo inlets installed. And like I said, when we talk about the power and we talk about is it gonna be worth it for you, you know, we'll talk about all that at the end. If it's gonna be worth to pay for the install and labor if you don't want to do it yourself. Is it all gonna be worth it? Because that's how we have to look at all these individual mods, man. Every time you put a mod on your car, you know, you gotta look at what your goals are for the car, you know, and then two, is it gonna be, what's your bang for buck? You know, is the sound increase gonna be enough for you? Is the power increase, if there is any, gonna be enough for you? Do you plan on doing a full build and this is like a supporting mod for a full build? So you really gotta look at what your budget is and what your goals are for the car and figure out if these products are actually gonna be worth it for you. So, you know, I wanted to definitely bring you guys this video because I want to give you this information so y'all can make an educated decision on whether you wanna buy these turbo inlets or not. So as you saw, like I said, as you guys saw there, you gotta remove a lot of stuff. It's not a very, very easy thing to do. It's not like putting on like an intake or something like that. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and talk about power gains, or if there were any power gains. So right now, what we wanted to do beforehand was dyno the car before, do the install, and then dyno the car afterwards, so we can get an accurate representation, dyno on the same day, before and after, so we can get, you know, pretty accurate numbers. You know, the temperature will change a little bit, but you know, they're gonna be pretty accurate. They're done on the same day. So before, I'm gonna be showing some dyno clips as I'm talking about this, but the numbers before, the first run, we ran 489 and 512 torque. The first number I'm always gonna quote is gonna be the horsepower number. The second number that I quote is always gonna be the torque number, just for your future reference. So second run, we did 487, 509. Third run was 487, 506. They averaged out to 488 and 509. Now, for those who have watched some of my other videos, these numbers are a little bit lower than the last time I dynoed. I did talk to Matt about that. He did say they've been doing some recalibrating on their dyno. So it could be due to it. It could be, you know, there's numerous factors. You know, you can dyno your car this week and then you could be 500 horsepower. Next week, dyno could be 480, 490, you know what I mean? So dynos are just, you know, it's just a measurement, pretty much. So that's the dyno numbers before. So, you know, pretty respectable power, you know, and for those who don't know, I'm just full boat on stage 2 through boot mode. So, yeah, man. So now let's go ahead and get into the numbers and the dynos afterwards. So after installing the FTP turbo inlets, all right, y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready? Let me zoom in so y'all can really see my face here. Y'all ready for this? So the numbers after the FTP turbo inlets. So numbers are as follows. First run, we did 484, 498. So a little bit less than what we did before. Second run, it dropped tremendously. It went 477, 501. The torque went up, but the horsepower dropped significantly. So once we saw this, we was like, is the car learning or something, or is it recognizing that we got, you know, some different mods going on? So we were trying to figure out like what's really going on over here. So after talking with Matt and the crew over there, you know, those guys was like, all right, let's let the car cool down a little bit, let it sit, figure out what's going on. So, because he said even when he was dynoing the car, it was kind of running a little funny a little bit. So you know, so we let the car sit for a little bit, came back and dynoed the third time. The third time we got 484, 525 torque. So torque went from 501 torque to 525. So it just kind of went through the roof. It was kind of crazy to see the difference. And then you know, we went ahead and dynoed the last time, and we got 482, 506. So that averages out from all 4 runs, 482, 508. So the kind of, you know, I'll be putting these numbers up too, so you guys can see them. But y'all should be seeing them on the side anyway. But so we're talking about the average of the 4 runs, 482, 508. If we take out the crazy run that was kind of like an outlier, you're still looking at about 486, 509, 509, 510. So that'll be like an increase of 1 torque and like a decrease of like a loss of like 5 or something like that. So numbers are still pretty close. I mean, you're talking like 4 or 5 horse, you know, maybe 1 torque loss or something like that. You know, 1 torque gain, 1 torque loss. You know, that kind of evens out there pretty much on average. So we're talking about, you know, if you calculate all 4 runs, an average loss of 6 horsepower, 1 torque. So are you really gonna feel that? Probably not. Best run, if you would look at the 2 best runs, which I'll put a dyno graph right up here so you guys can see that. The 2 best runs, as you can see before, is gonna be 489, 512 versus the 484, 525. As you can see, we lost a little bit in a horse, but gained a lot in torque. If you look at the 2 best runs between the turbo inlets before and after. So, you know, we're looking at a loss of 5, a gain of 13. So, you know, all the FTP turbo inlets worth it. Talking with Matt and the crew over there, they think, and I think too, which is going to be like a prelude to my next video. Well, it might not be my next video, but it's a prelude to what I'm doing. We're gonna be looking at trying to get a custom tune, a custom 93 pump tune, to see if the tuners can take more advantage of the FTP turbo inlets, because as you can see on the dyno graph right there are some gains throughout the power band, even though it says the peak horsepower went down. If you look at the dyno graph, you do see some peak gains between around about 3,300 RPM all the way to about 5,000 RPM. There are some gains in torque and power right through the power band right there. Even though it says like the peak numbers went down, we did gain a little bit more with the FTP turbo inlets. So we're thinking with a custom tuner get in there, configure some stuff up, we can probably see a little bit more power with a custom tune. Because like I said, I'm on a off-the-shelf boot mode tune, so you know it's not configured to have, if more air is able to flow through because of these inlets, it's not able to take advantage of it. So it's kind of like, you know, you're gonna need that custom tune in order to take fully advantage of it. So that's kind of what we're thinking there, and that's gonna be a prelude coming up. So y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so y'all can stay up to date when I drop that video, man. So that's gonna be coming real soon. We're working with picking the right tuner right now. Matt has a couple of ideas, so we're gonna be working on putting that together for you guys and bringing those numbers, because y'all know I always bring y'all the numbers. I put the graphs up, you know, so y'all can look at it, you know, nice visuals and all that. So I'll make sure I'm gonna keep bringing y'all that content. So also to help you make decisions for yourself. If you're in a similar situation and you're thinking about these things, I already done the work for you. Just follow the steps, you know. So that's what we're doing right now. All right, guys. So at the end of the day, are the FTP turbo inlets worth it? I will say, if you're just gonna stay on off-the-shelf maps, nah, it's not worth it. It's not a big enough gain. Yeah, you do gain some sound, but as far as power is your concern, it's not worth the upgrade. You gotta think about how much these turbo inlets cost, and then also how much it's gonna cost for you to install them if you're not doing it yourself. It's not gonna be worth it at the end of the day. If you're just running off-the-shelf maps and you're not looking to go upgraded turbos or anything like that, it's not worth it. Now, if you are looking to go upgraded turbos in the future, if you are looking to, you know, do custom maps, try to take more advantage of the power, stay tuned. Because once I do this, you know, custom tune through whoever the select tuner is gonna be, I'm gonna be able to show you, you know, see if we're gonna talk to him and see if he notices more air and all that, and he's able to, you know, get more power out of it, maybe because of the turbo inlets. So definitely stay tuned for that. That's gonna be coming up real soon. As soon as we select the tuner and can select the date that we all can get the dyno available, the tuners available, and Matt and the guys over at Euro Empire are available. So definitely stay tuned for that, man. So my final thoughts: if you're just running off-the-shelf maps, nah, it's not worth it. But if you are gonna be doing custom tuning, upgraded turbos, you know, trying to get those big numbers, and you want to take advantage of the additional air you can get, then yeah, definitely I think it's worth it if you're gonna be going that deep into the build like that. So that's my final thoughts, that's my opinions. Definitely comment down below, let me know what you guys think about the video, any suggestions, any ideas, and also whether you thought the FTP turbo inlets were actually going to add power or not. Especially on the OTS map, it didn't really add any power. We did see that surge in torque for that one run, but that was about it. So it looked like, you know, it added a little bit, but it's not a significant gain in power. There is a significant gain in sound, which is kind of cool. So that's it, man. That's the video. And I'll holler at you guys later, man. Peace.